Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the feature interview. This morning, we've got a super exciting guest. Most of you probably know him, but we just want to get a bit more detail into the ins and outs about him. His name is Myles Minnaar, and he's the founder of the Village Guy platform here in Paarl and Wellington. And we just wanted to find out why he's doing what he's doing and what the future plans are. Good morning, Myles. How are you? Cool, thanks. I love the setup here. It's super exciting. Thanks for having me. Cool, man. Yeah, so firstly, thanks so much for joining us, and just tell us why did you start the Village Guy and when did it start? So it started 4 years ago, and it was just out of curiosity of the Paarl and Wellington people. I just realized that there are so many amazing people doing amazing things and following their dreams, and people rising above their circumstances. And I just thought maybe it's a nice platform to create some inspiration, especially for the youth out there. But also, the story I wanted to portray is that if someone that lives in your road, that comes out of the same background, same community can do it, why can't you do it? And I think that's by telling the stories of the other people, all their trials and tribulations and the challenges they have. I think if someone else watches it, the message I want to bring across is, well, if they can do it, so can I. So in this journey of starting the Village Guy, of course, 4 years later, what were the 3 biggest challenges that you faced while doing the Village Guy? So challenges, in the beginning, so I put my mind to it and I thought, okay, for this to make a significant impact, a positive impact in the Paarl and Wellington community, I probably need to be very consistent about it. So of course that takes a lot of time. So what I did in the first 2 years, I posted something every single day. And I think that's when, after the second year, a lot of people started realizing what this concept is all about. But I think time was a massive problem because I was in the corporate world, family, 2 kids, dogs, wife, house. So trying to get those things going in the meanwhile, standing in the queue while posting what they need. And I think also a big challenge was also there's just a lot of people doing amazing things. I mean, if you look at sport, you look at culture, you look at leadership, you look at business owners, there's just so much. And I think one of the challenges was just trying to keep up to date with what's happening in everybody's lives. Nice, man. Yeah, that's super cool. So, and the core purpose, so like you started it, it's a passion project, you're really working hard at it. What's the purpose of it? Like, tell the people why you're doing what you're doing. So it is a passion project, and it is still a passion project. I think if someone had to ask me what is the big dream, I think it's probably just to make a positive impact in the community. I think one of the biggest challenges which I try and address is, one is massive, is employment. That's something big and close to the heart. And also funding for our youth that can't really afford. I mean, 2 or 3 weeks ago, people say they need 40,000 Rand to go play for South Africa or go overseas. So that's a big challenge for me. But I think if someone had to ask me what's the big dream, it's just, I think maybe just making a positive impact and probably changing lives, because we are in the storytelling business. And when people or the guests come on the show, or when I do them on my social media, I want people to see the potential in those guys and possibly follow them, follow their journey, and learn lessons from them. Wow, okay, pretty cool. So tell us what's next. Of course, you say 4 years now doing it. What's the next episode? Like I said, it's evolved into a media company now, and I think because I've got people in the background as well assisting me. Previously, I did everything on my own. I was at home in the extra room met 'n laken agter my, interviewing people with my iPhone. But now we've got a studio and it's got running costs, and of course I've been trying to run it by myself all the time, but I need to stop it somewhere because not everybody has got a bottomless wallet. So what it means is that when people advertise, that money will of course go to the concept we're trying to create here. And one of the things I'm doing is also with all advertising, at least 10% is going to go to the Village Guy Foundation. And what that means is that if a business advertises, they're also giving back to a certain extent, because we've seen over the past few months, especially in COVID, there's a lot of people that need funds, soup kitchen, and we were very active with the soup kitchens, giving money, businesses giving me money so that I can give the soup kitchens. So advertising would mean people on the platform, paid advertising on the morning show between each slot. They can pick what they want to do. And yeah, I think the consumer is also my viewers, and the viewers like what I'm doing. And I think as a business owner, yeah, it's probably a good business decision to make. Right. Okay. And then just tell us, so 10% of course goes to the Village Guy Foundation. That is super cool. So it means that companies actually, if they advertise, they're actually giving back to the community as well. Okay. And then support from the community. How's that been and what's your experience? I must say the Paarl and Wellington community, they're very keen to get involved. A lot of times you think there are communities that are the armchair critics that just do everything online. But there are people in Paarl that really get their hands dirty, and when they have to, I mean, if you look at when kids need money and they do their boerewors and everything, the community comes out and supports. So how other people can get involved, I mean, we've got all the various social media platforms. One of the big dreams is that the Village Guys evolved into a media company, and that it means that in order to make a significant difference and to keep doing what I'm doing, of course, funds are required. And what we're moving towards is that there are a few companies that have asked to advertise on the platform already. And that's why we have the morning show, because now we're going to start advertising. So businesses can come on board that want to be associated with the Village Guy brand and have their names out there. I mean, one of the clients said that advertised once, they said it's very nice to be associated with the brand, because if you are in Paarl, and a lot of people follow the Village Guy in Paarl, and you want the community to support you, it's probably the best platform to be for at the moment. And we're all moving into a digital world where everybody's on a cell phone, everybody's got Wi-Fi, so it's probably the place to be if I was a business owner. Wow, so the next episode is the advertising now. You've done it for 4 years, so we're moving into a new space. So yeah, explain to me the advertising. What does it mean? How do people get involved? How do companies get involved? So the advertising is not only on the morning show. So those that follow know that I'm on all social media platforms. We've got YouTube, Facebook, and of course I've got a website as well. Very interestingly, now that I've got more time, the website has increased in viewers on the website or visits. I mean, in December last year, it was about 5,000. Now it's 15,000 because I've been very active. I've got some more time. Sorry. So there are various platforms, there are various choices. One of the restaurants also asked, can I please come do the morning show there? But we needed to get the concept of the morning show 100% correct before we take it to the market. It took a while, but I think now I'm super excited because the package we have now is, yeah, like it's really a value add, and the feedback I'm getting from the community is they really like these stories being told, because I think the community likes seeing their own people excel. Right, so what's the future? So we've got 4 years behind the line, we're in a new space now. You've got your own studio, you've got people working in the background. What is the future? Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, like any passion project, it's evolved into something quite significant. I'm like super excited because I think we've got a cool team in the background that's doing amazing things. Everybody just sees what we do on social media, but in the background, there are magicians that just make stuff happen. And I think in 2 years down the line, a media company that does everything. And I mean, if we talk media, there's just so much that can be done. And I would want to be the go-to place where if someone is new in Paarl and they want to see what's happening in Paarl, that's the go-to place. If there's a new business opens in Paarl, or Wellington, that's the go-to place, because I think the community, I've got a very engaged community, and I think the community will be the consumers of those type of businesses. So yeah, in 2 years' time, the Village Guy media company that does everything, morning show with like content of just different sorts, if it's cars, if it's fashion, if it's lifestyle. A few of the things we're planning is an internship on the show as well. We've also got a lot of people that have they came to present different topics that they want on the morning show. And also we want to do presenter searches as well. So there's a lot of things we can do, but of course, within the bounds of, let's call it a budget, we've got big dreams. Like we really got big dreams for the Village Guy Media as a media company. Yeah, I think what gives you that goosebump feeling is, I think it was in January or February when you reached 30,000 followers on Facebook by just doing a passion project. Gives you that, yeah, it's almost like at least you're doing something valuable in the community. But also the people that follow me on Facebook and Instagram and the comments and the engagement I get from them, it's super amazing. And I think without those people, this wouldn't be possible. But we're moving into the next phase of the Village Guy. In the beginning, it was just me doing my thing for 4 years, and the 4 years have elapsed now. So now we have to step into, for me, an uncomfortable space where I have to be more out there. But also it will still remain the platform where we tell stories with positive vibes, inspirational stories. And yeah, the future might just have a lot more extra stories, which I think people will find very, very interesting. And then lastly, of course, we're just talking about the Village Guy. Tell us a bit about Myles Minnaar. What do we do? What we do at home, family. Yeah, I mean, I've got married with 2 kids, 2 dogs. Love all the beings on the house, on the plot at home. I think the daily job is a bit wild because the Village Guy keeps me really busy, but also I've got a risk management consultancy. I help companies with health and safety as well. That keeps me, that keeps the lights on at home. But yeah, I've found the balance of work-life balance, because trying to run the Village Guy and also the consultancy and other interests can get a bit wild. But yeah, I'm just an average guy that loves Paul, that loves people, that loves to be behind the scenes and not too much in front of the camera. Cool, man. I also like dogs. Mine are better than yours, but anyway. Yeah, so dude, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. Yeah, and thank you guys. Thanks for what you do. And then, guys, thanks so much for joining us this morning. It's actually quite cool to speak to Myles a bit to find out more about the Village Guy and how people can get involved, and the next episode or the next phase of the Village Guy. So yeah, don't forget to tune in again next week, Wednesday. But before we leave, let's go over to the Lifestyle Show with Judith.